Hey everyone, V here, and I'd like to welcome all of you to my February 2017 manga pickup video. I actually got a lot more manga than I had planned to this month, so without further ado, let's just hop right into it. So, we're going to start off with the big one that is One Piece, Volume 81. Another really good volume to a absolutely fantastic, albeit maybe a little overhyped series, but I really don't care. I absolutely love One Piece. I love the anime, love the manga, love just everything about One Piece is awesome. So if you're late getting into One Piece, do not let the length scare you by any means. Just jump right into it. You will definitely love it. Alright, next up, we have Food Wars, Volume 16. And again, as I've stated before, this is a series that I have yet to start. I have some other series that I want to finish up first before I get into this, but I definitely cannot wait. The artwork on the covers is just absolutely gorgeous. And I love how the spines, like the words on there, are different colors. It looks really good on your shelf. And I've heard so many good things about this series, so I definitely cannot wait to start Food Wars. Alright, next up is Haikyuu Volume 8. This is, for those of you who are unaware, this is a volleyball manga. And even if you're not into sports manga like me, I'm not really a big sports fan, I would highly recommend that you pick up Haikyuu. This is actually a series, even though it has a teen rating on the back. I just want to cover this really quick. This is actually a series that I can recommend to kids, like maybe like around age 9 or 10. This would be a good series because there's really nothing bad in this, honestly. And I think the only reason I got a teen rating is just because of the fact it takes place in high school. There's a lot of high school elements to it. But again, Haikyuu, high recommendation. And another thing about this series, it is getting a monthly release on its volumes right now. So that I think is pretty awesome. All right, I'm gonna whip through these next few really quick. Yona of the Dawn Volume 4, a really good volume to a really good series. But I actually, and I don't say this very often about manga series, but I think I actually like the anime a bit more than I do the manga. And my reasons behind that I'll probably explain later. But Yona of the Dawn, again, another recommendation for me. Definitely check it out. All right. Now this next one is one that I actually put on the back burner for a while for various reasons, but it is Nanan Biyori Volume 3, and the manga is actually supposed to be like this, so don't let that confuse you. But this is a really cute slice of life manga about these 4 girls who live in, and I'm talking super rural country. My husband and I are both from the country, so we kind of get how that is. But it just depicts their lives, like going through high school, you know, and very other aspects. It's very funny, very cute. Although the only fault that I can really give it is it can get a little wordy sometimes, but I honestly don't really mind that. It's still a good series, so I definitely recommend you check it out. All right, next one is Jojo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2, Stardust Crusaders Volume 2. So, guys, I mean, it's Jojo. This is going to sound really corny, but as far as Jojo volumes go, I think I'm more into the art than anything. Like, the story doesn't grip me as much as the art does, and I think that's the main reason why I pick up these volumes. And these hardcover editions are absolutely beautiful. But I decided to settle on part 3 for right now. I will pick up parts 1 and 2 eventually, but I heard part 3 is probably the better of the ones that have been released so far in America. So I wanted to start off with Stardust Crusaders, get a good feel of Jojo, but I can honestly say I will definitely keep going into this series because I just love it that much. Set that aside for now. And then this next few volumes I have here are Fruits Basket. We got Volume 5. We got Volume 6. We got Volume 7. And last but not least, Volume 8. So Fruits Basket is actually a series that I do not want to start until I have all of the volumes, which I think the releases are going to complete in April. Volumes 9 and 10 are out right now, but I just haven't had the money to really pick those up right now. But again, as I've stated before, this is a series that is going to take top priority for me this year as far as picking up all the volumes and then getting them read, because I do want to do a review on this series. I know I keep teasing reviews, which I do plan on doing those eventually. So just bear with me. I will get reviews out. Have no fear. All right, now this next one, the next few that I have here are actually a brand new series that I'm just now getting into. This first one I have here is Puella Magi Tart Magica, The Legend of Jeanne d'Arc, or Joan of Arc, Volume 3. And the reason why I started on this particular part in the series is, first of all, I just didn't know where to begin because the Puella Magi series is just there's just so much to it. But I am very much a history nerd and a fan of the historical figure of Joan of Arc. So to see her portrayed as a magical girl is really something to behold. And once I pick up volumes 1 and 2, I will give this series a read because I know I will enjoy it. It's one that I went into blindly, but I mean, I don't really see myself getting disappointed over it. Now, the next few volumes I have here are ones that kind of disappointed me. But we'll start off with Arpeggio Blue Steel Volume 1, which actually is not that bad of a series. But I would not recommend that you pick this up unless you're a fan of Neon Genesis Evangelion. And the only reason I say that is because the only way that I could put this series is a toned down version of Evangelion. It has the same like sci-fi, shonen, borderline seinen type battle sequences that if you're a fan of Evangelion, you'll very much be familiar with. So the only reason that I really got this volume, honestly, is because I picked it up for less than $4 brand new. And I figured, you know what, if I don't like it, then I only wasted a few bucks on it, so it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, I mean, it's an okay series. You know, I'm not going to bash it by any means, but again, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're an Evangelion fan. Now, these next two are ones that I would not, under any circumstances, recommend that you pick up, and I will explain why. We got World War Blue, Volume 1 and Volume 2. There's actually, I believe, 10 volumes in this series, but I could not. This series was almost painful for me to read. It falls under the category of a shonen battle manga, and it takes place in a video game type universe, which you'd think that would make it totally awesome and worth picking up. But this one, I can understand why it was put in the bargain bin. This was another series like Arpeggio Blue Steel that I picked up for less than $4 a piece. But this has got to be the most boring series that I have read so far. Like the battle sequences in here, you think they would be totally awesome, but it's just like there's nothing to it. Like the series, even on Amazon, I go to look on Amazon for this series and there's hardly any reviews for it. Which I give series that are unheard of, you know, don't seem to be that popular. I do give them a chance because a lot of them are really good. World War Blue, on the other hand, does not fall under that category. So again, this is one that I would recommend that you stay away from because it will probably bore you to the point of tears. So World War Blue, axe that one for sure. All right, now these next two, I've saved the best for last, guys, and I'll explain why in just a moment. So we have here The Mysterious Underground Men by none other than Osamu Tezuka, who is considered to be the father of anime and manga. This was actually his third series that he wrote, and this was published originally in Japan back in 1948. I think this volume got an English translation in 2013, but what I really like is when you open this up, which the artwork is kind of crude, but you have to think this was back in the 1940s, so you really didn't have a lot to go by. But what I really like is the way they did this paper. They made it look like the original 1940s print, which I think that shows a lot of respect to the quality that Osamu Tezuka is known for. And like the coloring and different things like that, they kept true to the original form, which I really, really love that. Again, I think it's very respectable to Tezuka. And they also have back here, once you finish the actual manga, they do have things back here. Tells you a little bit about Osamu Tezuka, about his works and different things like that. So if you can pick this up, the only place that I can really find this right now was on Amazon. I think I paid like 25 bucks for it, which might seem a little steep. But considering the quality of this and considering how hard it is to find, that's probably the best deal that you're going to get. So I recommend that you pick this up because I don't see it staying in print for too long. All right, guys, the best for last in this pickup, I have Message to Adolf, and this is book 2. Book 1, sadly, is completely out of print. Like, even on Amazon and on eBay, it is super hard to find unless you want to pay out the nose for it. All I've really got to say is, number one, I do have a whole video plan for this series because I just have that much to talk about. But giving you the shorter version is this story. Basically what happens is it takes place in 1936. That's where the story kicks off. It starts off with a Japanese reporter who goes to Berlin for the 1936 Berlin Olympics. And what follows is a series of events that take place in the lives of 3 people named Adolf. We have Adolf Camille, who is a Jew and the son of a baker. We have Adolf Kaufmann, who is a half Japanese, half German, son of a Nazi diplomat. And as you can tell by the cover, the third Adolf is none other than Adolf Hitler. But the series of events that take place in here, guys, it is just so deep. This is a series that will seriously send chills down your spine. There's a lot of stuff in here that might be hard to see, especially if you're of a Jewish faith or if you grew up with some kind of Jewish heritage. There's definitely a lot of sensitive material in here. So I do want to forewarn you before you go into this series, but it's just one of those. It will grip your heart. It will grip your soul. Please do yourself a favor. Pick up book 2. Unfortunately, right now, the only way you can probably read book 1 is online. But definitely at least get book 2 because I do not see this one staying in print for too long. But that's all I really have to say, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping I am getting a little bit better with the quality of my videos. I am trying my best. But definitely stay tuned for more videos, guys, and I will see you all later.